Manchester United still need an elite defensive midfielder. While the club have done brilliantly to secure the services of Jadon Sancho, creativity and pace have been less of an issue for the club than central security. The McFred double pivot offers reasonable ball progression and defensive effort, but if United really want to challenge for the title, they need more in this region of the pitch. Wilfred Ndidi remains the gold standard as a Premier League destroyer, but Leicester are no longer the selling club of old. They are recruiting smartly under Brendan Rodgers and are a legitimate challenger for Champions League places, so any bid for Ndidi would have to be astronomical. He is still the smartest pick though. Another previous sensible transfer suggestion, Tunkoop Miners, who may be Atalanta bound, remains a strong prospect for a positionally brilliant progressive deep passer, while Ibrahim Sangare has excelled in his first season at PSV as a dynamic screening player who can also get the ball forwards. United are also strongly rumoured to be looking at Eduardo Camavinga. He's a stellar prospect, but would not ideally be suited to what United need unless they also bring in someone alongside him. Camavinga excels at the side of a midfield three, and while he is a great tackler, using him solely as a defensive pivot restricts his ball-carrying ability. He too would need an anchor alongside him at United, just as Rennes have deployed Steven Nzonzi. So, assuming that United retain the 4-2-3-1, this anchor needs to have excellent defensive numbers, an opposing physical profile, and should at least be able to recycle the ball. The clever progressive passing can be done by someone else. Wilmar Barrios has been one of Colombia's most important players since his debut in 2017. But despite consistently high levels of performance, he seems to have been overlooked by Europe's top leagues. And this is odd. The 27-year-old Zenit player has a wiry strength, good pace, and excels as a midfield destroyer. He's a defensive machine. According to Y-Scout, he makes 13.4 successful defensive actions per 90. For context, Ndidi shows up with 12.2 per 90. Barrios wins 66% of his defensive duels. Only Herta's Santiago Ascasiba completes a comparable number with a higher percentage of success in Europe's top 5 leagues. He tackles, intercepts, and uses his body well to shield the ball once he's won it, affording his side good opportunities in transition. He's actually a decent carrier of the ball too, and will often look to turn a loose ball recovery into a chance by bringing the ball forwards at pace. This dribbling ability and control, although not often on show, also means that he can retain possession in tight areas too, making him a useful option in the congested midfields of the Premier League. Now, he's mostly conservative with his passing, moving the ball to more creative players, but he can sit in the pocket and spray long passes out to the left-hand side, which he does to good effect for Colombia. He could be better in the air, but United have an aggressive, aerially dominant centre-back in Harry Maguire who can push forwards to help in this area if required. Barrios is also a winner. Since he moved to Boca Juniors in 2016, aged 22, he's won the top flight in 5 of 6 seasons, completing a hat-trick of titles with Zenit in 2021. This intensely competitive character is clear to see when watching Barrios play. He wants to win every ball, cover the pitch, and United would benefit from this as much as from his indisputable defensive prowess. Diadie Samaseko is a hugely industrious, energetic defensive midfielder. More of a screener than an anchor, he buzzes around the pitch, making tackles, anticipating passes to nip in and intercept the ball, and has a mostly good awareness for when to move the ball short, switch the play, or try a long through pass. Having come through the RB Salzburg system from the age of 20, his industry and commitment to pressing should be no surprise. 2 seasons for Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga has added some finesse to his game without compromising his defensive excellence. Hoffenheim use a variety of systems, but Samaseko and Florian Grillitsch operate both as defensive midfielders and ball progressors, swapping roles within games as the situation requires. Samaseko's passing can be a little awry, but he's clearly encouraged to hit lower percentage balls for Hoffenheim's attackers to chase, and at 5'9", he could suffer in the air against bigger midfielders. Now, he's less of a straight alternative to Barrios and more of an upgrade on Fred. He does have attacking instincts in transition, and although this might compromise the midfield solidity that United should be after, it could be a more natural fit as well. Ezor Matusiwa, who came through the youth ranks at Ajax and won the Dutch second tier with their reserve side in 2018, is a superbly intelligent defensive midfielder with great positional sense and solid defensive ability. According to Wyscout, he makes 12.7 successful defensive actions per 90 and over 9 interceptions a game adjusted for opposition possession. He's a great reader of the opposition, smartly adjusting his position to keep his team's defensive structure intact, and also drops in well to assist build-up. Groningen mostly use a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, with Matusiwa the deepest player. He's a tenacious ball winner when it's there to be won, while in attack he is aware of when to launch longer passes or circulate the ball having won it back. Physically he's robust, although at 5'8" he's not aerially dominant. This is compensated for by his reading of the game though, as he can push up when required to close players down or drop off to defend space if that's the better option. He tends not to lunge into tackles either, shepherding players away from the danger area and allowing his team to regroup. He is more of a gamble than the other two, less exposed to the rigours of international football than Barrios and without top-flight experience like Samaseko. But at 23 he could develop further. He's won youth caps for the Netherlands though, and not looked out of place in a fiercely competitive squad.